Welcome back to another episode of Smith's Fishing Outdoors. I'm Fischer Smith, and today we're starting a brand new series called Musky Fishing 101. And this can be a multiple part series, basically telling you what you need, how to musky fish, and we'll even get into some detail about when to work different baits and how to catch fish with them. So, I think we should start out with rod. Obviously, you need a rod. So a good, high-quality rod that you can purchase, and it's not super pricey, is a Chaos Assault Stick. This is the original series. I think it runs about $189, somewhere around there. And this is a very nice, really lightweight rod, but we've caught a bunch of really nice muskies on it. And a SWAT. This is the weight rating. It works really well. Like, you can throw basically every bait that I'm gonna show you guys, you can throw it on this rod. So that's the rod that I would go with. This is what size wise for rod. I'd go for, starting out, I'd go for like maybe an 8.6, or if you're a little bit longer, maybe a 9-footer. But 8.6, 8, somewhere around there, that's probably gonna be the best all around rod size. Okay, so reels that I would use to pair up with this rod, which is these things are really nice PC Fun alloys, and they come at a pretty low price, honestly. Like, for the price, they're worth every single penny, and you can get them 20% off with our discount code, and I think this 300's $100, which is a very, very nice deal, and it's a very nice musky reel. Also, if you have bigger hands, you want to go up a little bit, you can get the 400, and I'll be showing you guys how we like to put line on these reels. I'm going to take this 400 PC Fun, put it on this assault stick, and if you guys are looking to buy one of these assault sticks, I would go to Chaos Tackle Online, pick yourself up one of these. Great starting rod, and even a really high quality musky fisherman could use these, and I mean, they catch a lot of big fish. So, putting it on the reel seat, just like that. Put the line on. You obviously need backing line. Doesn't matter what brand, I'd prefer maybe 15 to 20 pound, because you're only going to put, 50 yards of this on there. So, get your backing line, and then the line of choice is Finn's XS braid, 80 pound. This is super high quality stuff, and we have not had any problems whatsoever with it, and all around, this stuff's really nice for working every single bait. So, take your line. First, you're gonna need your backing. So, grab your rod. Take your end. Put it through the guide. I have small fingers, which helps, but okay, so once you get it, and I kind of make a little bit of loop here with this specific type of reel. So then you shove the line through that loop, and it's basically making almost like a little shoelace knot around it. Then I'd like to take my finger through, and I wrap it around just maybe 3 or 4 times, just to kind of make a little bit of a knot on there. And then just cinch it down a little bit. Next, get yourself a little pair of scissors. Cut your tag, not your main line. Boom, just like that. Then, what I like is electrical tape. Pull myself off just about maybe 4 or 5 inches or so. Cut this. And then make sure you get that knot. Make sure you cover up that knot. And then what I like to do is just keep tension on it and slowly reel that electrical tape on there. Make sure it's on there nice. We do this so if you do, like, well, basically just so your line doesn't come off. So if you're not slips in cold weather or something, a lot of times that can do stuff like that. So we put electrical tape and we've never had it slip. So then next, engage your reel and put some tension on that line with my hand right here. And I'm reeling this backing line onto the alloys. I talked about using a 20% off code. You might be wondering where can I get that? Just go to PCFun.com and you'll find a whole bunch of reels, from bass reels to walleye reels, and of course musky reels. Once you get a fair amount of line on there, I'd say that's probably pretty close to what I'd like. Then, okay, so then we're gonna tie on the next line. But the reason that we put backing is because it leaves you half the reel to cast, which is 225 feet. And I tell you, I've never casted 225 feet. You don't need that far. So that's why we put backing, and it saves you 75 yards of line. So if you do buy another reel, when the line comes in 150 yard spools, you could fill up 2 spools perfectly fine just buying one. So what I'm gonna do here is cut that, make sure it doesn't slide back into the reel. Grab the fins braid, find your little tag, there it is, just like that. And it's kind of a knot that I like to tie when I'm tying, say, mono to braid. First off, I like to take the mono, put it around my finger just like so, wrap it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, put it through, don't tighten it, hold it. Then you reach over, grab your braid, stick your braid through once, back through at the same time, twice. Then you can actually tighten your mono, get a little bit wet. You can tighten that. Then what you want to do with your braid is basically tie the same knot. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through, wet it, cinch it down, and there you go. Now you got a really tight knot that isn't gonna fail. Obviously, you don't want these tag ends messing up your reel, so clip those as tight as you can get them. Maybe put a little tension on the braid to get it to cut. There you go. Now we're ready to spool it up. Okay, so now we're all ready. What I'd like to do first is adjust this. I'm just gonna tighten it all the way because we're not casting quite yet. Make sure your drag is tight so it'll actually spin. Then what you want to do is just start cranking it on. And if you have a buddy, mom, dad, brother, sister, anybody, wife, that can hold your line in your fingers and or hold the spool in their fingers, or find anything to put tension on it, that'd be nice. Even though he's still holding that, I'm still putting tension with my hands right here. We're getting pretty close here now to what I'd like. Maybe I'll do a couple more turns, but that seems about right. So what I like to leave is, about 1/8 of an inch of that little gold spool right there, just to know, so it's not overflowing. Because if you put too much line on it, it can affect your casting, and that's basically what I like. Okay. Once you get your line about 1/8 of an inch on the spool, then make sure it's not wrapped around.
Get that pretty well full.
Oh yeah. Open my spool and put your line through your guides. Okay, so once you get your line all the way through the guides, make sure not to miss them. Let's see. Leader. Obviously, you're not with big toothy critters like muskies. You don't want to tie this braid straight to your baits, and also it's gonna help it work a little bit better. So get a nice leader, about 130 pounds, probably the best for all around. And what I like to do is bait almost the same knot that I tied when tying that braid to mono. Went through once, go back through the same way that I came through. Give me about 3-inch tag, maybe a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I'm tying these, I will go 6, just one more. Then through, you got that knot right there ready to be cinched. Wet it. Hold that tag in to make sure it doesn't slip through. Once you get it down, then you can cinch it. Check that knot out. And a lot of times I don't like to cut these, but it's probably good. My dad picks on me for it, but I'll cut it for you. Just like so. And that's your whole rod setup right there. Now let's move to baits. Alright, so if I were to pick a handful of baits and when to use them, probably it's going to catch you a muskie. So we got a Suic, a Shallow Invader, a Mid-Medusa, a Silly Girl, an Esox Assault Double 8, Topper Stopper, and a Suic Nightwalker. So first I'm just going to give you a little bit of rundown. This is a plastic Suic 9-inch, and we do have a video on our channel about how to tune these. This is almost the exact same one, and it definitely helps if you tune them, and they once you get a little bit of bend in that tail, obviously you can see this one's been put through some muskies' mouths. So that's a Suic. Usually we like to use it in the fall because it's got kind of a dive and rise motion, and I like the plastic Suics because they like to go down, side, side. They give a little bit of a different motion than the wooden ones, but the wooden ones are good too. So next we have a Shallow Invader. How I like to work this one is twitch, pause. Obviously colors, you can pick natural colors or bright colors, kind of depends on your water clarity. But twitch, pause, pulling it, and that's been a super effective way for us to use this. So next, Mid-Medusa. You can never go wrong with a Mid-Medusa. I don't think we've been out fishing one time that I haven't even looked in the box and said, a Mid-Medusa might work. And 9 times out of 10 they do work. So Mid-Medusa, what you want to do when you're working this, rip, up. You just kind of mix up your cadence. I have talked about it a couple other times, and once we get more out in the water, kind of talking about how to work baits, so you'll learn that. So, okay, next you're going to need a bucktail. This is a Musky Mayhem double showgirl. It's going to give you a lot of lift over some cabbage and other weeds that you might be fishing over, and just black and nickel color muskies come unglued on this, so definitely a good bait, good hook on the back, and yeah, it's basically the first bucktail. I had to throw this one in the pile just because this is my favorite bucktail. East Axis Salt 8 Killer Corn. And this one's put a couple of big fish in the boat for me, and you gotta have it. Top water, it's always fun seeing a muskie blow up on top water. So one of my favorite top water baits is a Moldy's Topper Stopper. I was trying to spin the blade. Makes a nice squeaking sound. It's got some good hooks on it. And if it's a flat, calm day, towards the end of the night, you got the sun going down, great bait to throw, and muskies just come unglued. Next, if you're it's a little bit choppier, and you might want some with a little bit more noise, well, Suick Nightwalker. This is what this bait's for. Perfect size. I like how they shrink wrap the hook so it doesn't wobble around, and when a muskie like just barely tries to nip at the tail, they're gonna get that hook right in their nose. So perfect bait for choppy weather, and even when it's calm. Well, that's basically the rundown of what you need to catch a muskie. The next episode will show you guys how to work some baits and kind of structures you want to work them to catch these fish. So if you guys stay tuned for the next episode, like, subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next adventure.